During this time, students are working on Daily 5 Read to Self, Daily 5 Word Work, the Build Method U using technology, and the Build Method I independent work. At this table, you can see them doing Read to Self. They each have a response sheet. I have the books DRA'd so that they each get a special on their own level. At this table, they're doing word work, kind of unscrambling activities, and some find the word in the sentence activities. At the far table where the little girl is, or where the little boy in the yellow striped shirt is, him, and the students on the carpet are actually using the Build Method U using technology. I have different apps on there that with letter recognition, number recognition, and now even sight word recognition. They really like to get some social time to buddy up and work on it.
Here's what we're going to do. We're going to read our book. Right? Miss Conlee is going to read your book. You're going to follow along. And you're going to listen to how I read it. See if I read it slow. See if I read it with a lot of excitement. You see what you think, okay? Now your hair's going to have to be ready and on the word. Okay? It should be ready and on the words. It's going to be a little bit quicker than what you're used to, but it's okay. Ready? Start your finger on the word once. I could. Okay. Once upon a time, there was an ant who went down to a pond to get a drink of water. Do you see that little comma there? That means you should take a breath. So listen to it. Once upon a time, there was an ant who went down to the pond to get a drink of water. And the period you stop. You're right. Okay, point to the word but. Okay. But. Ready? But he was in too much of a hurry. As he ran down to the pond, his tiny feet slipped into the mud, and he fell into the water. You see how you take a breath on the commas and you kind of pause on the period. Okay? Let's go to the next page. I want you to hear. I want you to hear how it sounds. Okay? And then you can read it. You're going to read it just like I did. Okay? You take your breaths on the commas and you'll pause for a second on the period. Okay? Uh-oh. Okay, point to the word the. Get your fingers ready.
I am.
Get to the word the. Right. Are you on the word the? It's a period. The ant could not swim. He went around and around in the cold water. There was no one to help him.
There was no comma.
There was no comma. There was how many periods? 1, 2, 3. Okay. Turn to the next page. Your finger should be on the word A. Ruby. Okay. A dove was sitting up in a tree by the pond. She looked down from her branch and saw the little ant in the water. Oh, wait, don't turn it in. So now Miss Conlee pauses on the periods right there. Takes a little break. Or on the period, right after pond. Okay? Do I wait forever or do I say? A dove was sitting up in the tree by the pond. She looked down from the branch and saw the little ant in the water. No, because that sounds choppy. So listen, see if you can hear me take a little bit of break. We're going to read this page one more time. A dove was sitting up in a tree by a pond. She looked down from her branch and saw the little ant in the water. Did you hear the little break?
Yeah.
Am I taking?
She
and pond, you're right. Am I taking little breaks? Am I taking little breaks in between words? Am I saying a dove was sitting, reading. A dove was sitting up in a tree by the pond. She looked down from her branch and saw the little ant in the water. You hear how that sounds different? Okay, turn to the next page. Okay, point to the word the.
Put the word the. You should be on page. You should be on the word on the page 8. There we go. The dove wanted to help her ant. She took a leaf in her beak and let it fall into the water. It sounds fast, but it's called fluent. That means that you're reading.
Oh, we see an exclamation point.
Oh, you ready? Listen to see if you can hear the difference in the exclamation point. The leaf came down beside the ant, and he climbed onto it. The dove saved him. Then the leaf moved slowly across the pond. It stopped by some long grass.
I can't read. It's like what loud.
Louder,
It's like
more excited.
the dove saved him.
The dove saved him. Do I say, the dove saved him? No.
The dove had saved him.
Okay, ready? But as the ant rested on the grass, he saw a man's foot right beside him. Okay, point to the word he. Point to the word he. Oh, get ready. Miss Palmer's gonna be excited. He looked up and saw that the man had a net in his hand. Ready?
The man.
Listen. Okay. The man was going to catch the dove.
I wasn't excited.
That was like, ah, something's gonna go wrong.
That was that.
Yes, it could be. You're right.
And there's some issue points. I see a comment. The time is.
I'm going to wait until everyone's fingers are on the word now. Press your finger on the word now. Is your finger on the word now?
That's not.
Now it was the ant's turn to save the dove. He ran onto the man's foot and bit him as hard as he could. The man shouted out. The dove turned around and she saw the man with a net.
That's that.
Uh-oh, let's see.
I see that.
I want you to listen to me first, and then we're going to see if maybe we can go back and read one of those exclamation points the way we need to, okay? Thanks to the little ant, the dove had time to fly away. Let's read that together, and I want you to pause when you see that little comma.
There.
Okay, do you see the comma? Okay, let's do this one. Let's do it together. Thanks to the little ant, the dove had time to fly away. Ready? Let's go down to the bottom. And that is the story of how the dove helped the ant and the ant helped the dove. Okay, I want you to close these. I want you to put these in your reading bag.
Keep them open.
Okay, I want your reading bag on the back of the chair, and we are going to do something else. Leave your sight words in there. We're going to do something else.
The same thing I did yesterday.
Nope, something different.
Yeah.
That's smart, Briella.
Yeah.
I'm going to count down from 5, and I want them on the back of your chairs. Ready? 5, 4, 3. Good job, Mira. 2, and 1. I'm going to give everybody this one, and I want you to put your what on it?
Name.
Your name.
Because your name is very important.
It is very important. It helps you tell who you are. Ready?
Oh yeah, we can
I want your name and your number if you can.
Oh yeah.
You know how to.
Where's the thing?
You don't have to. Just put it up there at the top. Kind of. Yep. You got it.
20.
Is that the way the 2 goes?
Okay, when you tell Miss Connie, I'm sure she has a plan for that. You handle that against Miss Connie.
Okay, are we ready? Point to that first one that says, it says characters. Point to the first one that says characters.
I am doing that.
Okay.
You're pointing over there.
Point to characters.
Okay? Right here at the top. Okay. Characters are nouns. What are, or they must have. What are nouns?
People.
People, okay.
Place.
Okay, now listen. We could be sloppy and just write down all the characters. What? The ant. The man. So let's be really smart. Okay? I want you to write the characters. Right, there's characters. Let's see one. So write the characters. Oh, you're gonna have to write small. Look at Miss Conlee. I'm gonna write. Riella's looks good. The characters.
You can look at the word if you don't have
Exactly. You're right for saying. But what should that T be?
capital.
Capital. The. You're too big. You have to write it just a little bit smaller so it'll fit in that box. Okay.
Let's go and see what it's for word.
The word chunks.
But you don't really hear.
No.
It's not that clear
And that's character.
that I wrote.
The characters are. And then guess what you're gonna do? We're gonna have to stop.
Let's write R.
It's really stuck. It's
Are you supposed to write R?
The characters are. Okay. The characters are. Jordan has the R. Characters are.
Wait a minute, this will be
Nope. The characters are. Tell me a character. Let's put the ant.
Mickey
So I
Mouse.
want you to write in this book. The characters are the ant's a little tricky. The ant.
Is this the word in the character?
The ant. Who else? You're gonna have to. Okay, now listen. Here's gonna be tricky. The ant.
I'm not done. And the dove. The characters are the ant.
Now we're gonna list a bunch of them. So after this, you're gonna say the characters are the ant. I
and
took
the
a breath.
dove.
Uh oh, I took a breath. What should I put there?
A comma.
A comma. The ant, comma. The dove. That's good. You all did good. That's good, Griffin. The ant, comma. The dove.
I spelled dove right.
Okay, so listen to me. The characters are the ant, the dove, and the. What else? Who's the other character in the book?
Man.
And the man.
I don't know how. Where? I don't know how to spell dove.
I'm gonna show you mine. I put a picture. The characters are the ant, A-N-T. Right here, a little bit too big here. The characters are the. I want you to start with the word ant. A-N-T. Okay, who else? For the dove. Dove.
Nice.
D-O-V. D-O-V, and there's something tricky on the end. Okay, and you have one more. And you erase that. Or the ant, comma. Nope, that's right. I want you to put the dove. Wow, that's pretty good. You left off one character. The dove and the. Jordan, you did good. You're missing one thing on the end.
Period.
Characters are the ant, dove, and then that says in the men. Men would mean that there's a bunch of them. How many was there? One, so it should be man. And a period.
I thought I was gonna put exclamation point to put a little period. I got right.
Okay. That middle block, what do you think that says?
Title.
The title. What is the title of this book?
The ant and the dove.
Well, guess what? We just wrote ant and dove in the characters. So see if you can write that one by yourself. The ant and the dove in the middle. The ant and the dove. The ant and the dove.
Those are the main characters. The ant is the main character.
It's funny, isn't it, that they're the characters and the title. The ant and the dove.
Got it.
It's funny that what does this one not have a thing? It doesn't have, because that's not a. It's not a sentence. You're right. Because it doesn't say anything in the end. It just says the ant and the dove. If it said the ant and the dove are animals, then we would need a period.
But if it said the ant and the dove are friends, then you need a period.
You're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
but it's just like boring.
It's just lame. Okay. Setting.
The ant and the dove.
Griffin's already ready. Point to the word setting. Point to the word setting. Keep on there. You're okay. You're okay.
Me.
Point to setting. Good. You'll see.
Setting
It's
is
pretty close.
setting.
The setting
The place.
Setting. When and where. The setting is a
Place. A place. A place. The setting is a place. A place.
Okay, so someone tell me, what would the setting of this book be? Was it at Walmart? For second, what is it?
It was in forest.
No.
The water.
This book happened at school?
The
Well,
water.
we read this book at school, but where did all that action take place? In the book. Where was the ant and the dove?
By the water.
It wasn't just water. What kind of water?
Pond.
Pond. So listen, we're not just gonna write pond in that box. We're gonna write the setting was the pond. Okay? The setting is up there. The setting.
You can look right here.
Correct.
Look at the same too.
I know. I want you to write over here. The setting was. Where was it? Do you remember? So right here we go. The setting was in the pond. Griffin's got the setting. Jordan's got the setting.
I did not know.
Right here.
You saw
It's
what?
set.
W-A-S.
It does have meaning. We talked about it. The setting was
The ant and
in the pond.
but you could just stay on pond now.
Pond. Four of them. I have it right here if you need it. The setting was in the
Pond. How to spell pond?
pond. Uh-oh, there's a word in the middle. On. How do you spell on? And then what does it end with? What? Pond.
The
Uh-huh.
setting.
And what goes at the end?
There.
The setting is
Perfect.
was in Andre wrote the setting is the pond. That's okay. That's good. Okay. The setting was
The characters are
the pond. The setting was in the pond. Uh-oh. There you go. The setting was in the I'll take a second. We haven't done this yet.
setting
Was the yeah.
The setting is the. You just
Call it
made
a
I
pond.
No, I have a what?
Yep.
Was setting
The setting was the pond.
I just have a dog setting is the pond.
Which is
He caught
I want write pup and then write the word on. And then you did Instead of everything else.
Problem.
That one says the problem. What was the problem?
I actually had a fear.
Griffin's gonna tell us what the problem was.
The ant was in trouble and the dove almost got catched.
Okay, so let's pick one of them. What was both of those were a problem, right? So let's put the ant what? What was the
The ant got stuck in the wall.
okay, so we're gonna write the problem was. Start that off. The problem right here, the one that says problem with the P. The problem, but have to write small because this is gonna be a long one. And to make sure your T is big and capital.
But little problem.
It's right here. You need to
Big
tell what problem.
capital but little.
Big and capital but little. You're gonna make sure it's a capital. The problem was.
It's really small.
The
The problem. We are made of it. The problem was.
The problem was, what was the problem? The ant.
Got stuck.
There you go. Finish it off for me.
I don't know how to spell the problem was.
The problem was. Okay, just keep going. We can put it on the back. The problem was what, Jordan?
Got couldn't man's foot.
Okay, so the problem was.
Stuck. Oh my
Two letters.
goodness.
Okay.
I just write it over the man's
The
foot.
problem was like an umbrella.
You.
Has two letters.
TK.
Mm-hmm.
Ta-da!
Did you hear that, Griffin?
How is it? I gotta write this again.
And then there's two letters.
Oh, casito.
CK. Okay, I'm going to keep these and we will finish these. Take your reading bags. Take your reading bags and go put them in your backpack. And I want to see you on the carpet. Very, very quiet. Ooh, I like those. You can put your clip up.
Thank you.
Thanks, sir.
Miss Conley, that's funny. I can see you. What's that?
We'll fix it tomorrow, okay? But your reading bag
I
back
really want to see you.
stuck up like an umbrella. So what letter should it have been?
You.
U. Will you put your